Caleb Williams has 3 key areas in which he must improve if he wants to be the Bears' longtime answer and franchise quarterback. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We are going to get into that. And no, this is not just a response to week 1 against Minnesota. This is just look through 18 games and things that are there. He has to improve in these 3 areas. We will talk about it. And I want to hear from you guys off the top. Do you believe in Caleb? Do you still believe he can be the guy? Because I still do. I am not jumping off the train. There are things that have to get ironed out, and if they don't, then he won't be the guy. But I'm not bailing after one start with Ben Johnson, but I'll admit I'm a little concerned after last night. Type B for believe, D for don't. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Okay, number 1, and this is really my biggest concern right now, just the overall accuracy. And the reason it's my biggest concern is because this was not an issue coming out of USC. In week 1, he was tied with, guess who? Bryce Young, the guy who Carolina drafted when they traded with the Panthers for the worst completion percentage over expected at negative 13.2%. And basically that's just an advanced stat that is based on, okay, the throws he chose to make and whether he should complete those passes or not. And if you're in the negatives, it means you completed less passes on the attempts you made than you should have. Negative 13.2% is bad. It's just not good. It means he missed a lot of throws. And these are just a few that stood out to me. The 4th and 3 early in the game. I don't know if he's just over revved up, if he's just amped up, or what, but that's a pretty basic throw. DJ Moore on kind of like a deep slant, kind of like a skinny post almost, but that you throw early. Just a little up, breaks open, throws an absolute missile. And I patented the Caleb Williams piss missile. I love me a good Caleb piss missile. That one just needs to be an 81-mile-an-hour fastball on the front hip, move the chains, next play. He threw it 3.5 yards in front of him at 600 miles per hour. That's just clean pocket, back hit, back foot, throw, not even close. Don't understand that miss. He overthrew DJ Moore deep with 2.5 minutes left. Wide open. And on that one, it doesn't require a specific throw. He could throw it on the line. He could put it with air. He threw it on the line and with air out of bounds. Not close. Overthrows Zacchaeus on a scramble drill. Now, that was a tougher throw. Zacchaeus full extension kind of tipped off his fingertips. It wasn't holding, so it came back anyway. But it's like, that's a throw I think he can make. Multiple misses underneath. He had to throw to Komet in the flat in the 4th quarter, I think. That was 4 yards over his head. He skipped the ball to Zacchaeus at one point. You're just like, dude, like he's missing throws at all 3 levels, underneath, intermediate, deep, which of course was the theme last year. I don't understand it. I don't understand the volume of missed throws because to me, that's not really scheme. That's not learning the offense. When you just miss a throw, especially on the ones where in the pocket, the 4th and 3 more than anyone to me, it's like, okay, that's a 3-step drop, back foot throw, not close. Why? I would love to ask like a QB coach that question. Why did he miss that throw by that much? Is his base not what it needs to be? Because to me, the base looks fine. Is it the type of, like, I can't explain that one. Eyes are in the right spot, right decision, footwork seemed fine, back foot throw, off target. Do not get it whatsoever. Now, the overthrows, especially on the deep ball, have been glaring since he entered the NFL. He's got 52 overthrows since week 1 of last year. That is 17 more than anybody else. Like, that, you're not even in the ballpark with the rest of these guys. And look, to me, this is a clean slate this year for Caleb. Last year is last year. Ben Johnson said it himself. There's not much we're taking from last year with what Caleb did. We're starting fresh this year. I'm cool with that. But when you see some of the similar things in week 1 in this new year that popped up last year, it's like, okay, we saw that last year. We're cool it's a new era, Ben Johnson, all new players, all that stuff. But like, kind of the same mistakes in some regards. So, and again, the accuracy, this is why it's my biggest issue. The things coming out of college where you're like, okay, if he doesn't work, why? Accuracy was not on that list. He was a very accurate thrower of the football at USC at all 3 levels, short, intermediate, deep. And in the NFL, the accuracy has just not been there. And a lot of his misses are way off. Like, that was my concern with Drake May at North Carolina. It's like, I like him. He's big, strong, big arm, can move, but his misses are way off and can lead to turnovers. That was not an issue with Caleb coming out of USC, but it's been an issue in the NFL, and I don't know how to explain that. I don't know what you do to fix that part of it, because the other stuff we're going to get to, like, to me, that's more like the processing, learning the offense, going through the progressions. That's tough for all quarterbacks coming from college to the NFL, and especially Caleb coming from an air raid offense where he could just ad-lib all the time. Like, that was an area you knew could be a challenge. The accuracy, though, I just do not get it. Okay, number 2, turning down throws. This was the thing with Justin Fields. Now, I think Caleb's a better thrower of the football than Justin. I'm not trying to make a comparison, but just to kind of relate it to the last quarterback, what that means is, like, guy is open and he's either not seeing it or he's turning it down for some reason. There were opportunities. I watched a lot of the All-22 from last night. I'd say 3/4 of the throws. And there's a handful of times where it's like, if he either waits a half tick longer, not even a half tick, like a 1/10 of a second longer, or he just doesn't choose to throw it for whatever reason, and you're just like, why did he not throw that ball? Or why didn't he just wait just that much longer? Why did he get to that next read so quickly? We'll talk about that here in just a second, because a couple of plays stand out in general on what I view as missed opportunities from Caleb in this game. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, and that, of course, is Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app. Is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football is back and better than ever, and I am firing off Prize Picks lineups every single week. It's very easy to play Prize Picks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money on certain lineups. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. For week 2, Prize Picks is offering a max discount on Travis Kelce of more than half a receiving yard. I've paired that with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the Commanders running back, who had a great week 1, more than 41.5 rushing yards, $20 lineup to win $60. Of note, max discount plays, usually there's 1 or 2 a week. You can only use them once per account, right? Like, if your buddy has one, he could do it too, but you can't use that Travis Kelce play on like 10 different lineups. You can use it one time, so take that for note. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Okay, couple of screenshots from the film here. This was a play, can't remember exactly when these plays were. I think this was in the second quarter. So Caleb is looking to kind of a classic high-low situation here, right? DJ Moore, who's just past the 50-yard line, if you're looking in the bottom, slightly to the right part of the screen, past midfield. Caleb is looking in that direction. It's kind of a deep corner route. It is breaking open right there. Okay, he could throw that ball right now to the sideline, right at about the 45-yard line. If he throws that, layers it properly, that's going to be a catch by DJ Moore, or I guess he could drop it, but that's DJ's play to make. That's NFL open. He could also just throw underneath the Zacchaeus there. If he rips the fastball, sure, Zacchaeus is going to get tackled from behind, but that's going to be a 6-7-yard completion, get to the next play. Literally, I'm not even joking, like a 1/10 of a second later, look, DJ hasn't even moved that far off. Caleb's eyes move back to the center of the field. It's like, why? Both Zacchaeus and Moore are, you could take either one. Again, let's go back to the last one. You go back to the last one here, you could throw either of those if you want to. And then a 1/10 of a second later, he's back to the middle of the field, and this is the one where he steps up and he throws the sidearm ball to Colston Loveland, and it was completed, and you got 6 or 7 yards, but I'm just like, to me, that's not what the process Ben Johnson wants, I can imagine. High-low read, 2 players open. If you want to take the chunk play, if you throw a good ball, it's there. If you want to throw underneath the Zacchaeus, it's there as well. Doesn't throw either. Makes a play, and that's the ability of Caleb keeping a play alive, and you like that part of it, and Loveland makes a play, but it's kind of unnecessary, is the point I'm trying to make, and I guarantee you that's being discussed in the film room today. Okay, another play later today. look where Caleb's eyes are, and he's kind of behind the goalpost in the pocket there. Braxton Jones gets a backside seal there, so it's not like Caleb was about to get hit or anything. Colston Loveland is covered up by that linebacker, right? It's kind of just middle of the field hitch. And, based on this, you're like, if you're Caleb, you're like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm just going to move off of this. But, again, a tenth, not even a quarter of a second later, Loveland kind of gives the linebacker a shimmy and goes to an open area. Look at that. He's open. Throw it. But he's already moved off it. Caleb's not looking over there. He comes back underneath, throws to Kmet, incomplete. And listen, it's easy for me and these film nerds on Twitter to be like, what are you doing? That's bad QB play. But it's like, man, the pocket's clean. Give Kmet just another, boom, one more hitch. If he doesn't go to the soft spot, come back down to the check down. It almost just felt like on numerous plays last night, he just rushed through reads a little bit. Now, the good news is I do think he's getting to some different progressions, but is he going through them too quickly? Is he skipping some to get back to the check down? Again, I do want to be clear. I don't know what the plays are calling for. I don't know the progressions. It's always a guessing game on the outside, but his eyes are there, and then they move, and right as he moves, the guy comes open. It's just frustrating. Was that just unlucky last night? I don't know. So take all that with a grain of salt, but those are just two examples of plays that the first one, his eyes are in the right spot and he can throw the ball. The second one, his eyes move off right as the play is going open where the initial read is. Two plays that could have resulted in 20-plus yard chunks. So missed opportunities. There was probably 5-6 examples of more that could have taken advantage of. There was one where he stepped up in the pocket after evading a sack, could have thrown like a 10, 12-yard pass to DJ, instead scrambles. It's like, I appreciate he could scramble, but like you could also just throw it to your $28 million receiver as well. So, it's one game, but some of the same issues popping up from last year. All right, help us out. We crossed 129,000 subscribers. Round of applause to the real ones here on Bears Now. We are on the road to 130,000. That is awesome. You guys are truly goated. Colin and I are humbled by your support, so appreciate it very, very much. If you want free and daily Bears content, also let me know if you want some more all 22 kind of elements into the show. Again, we can't show the video, otherwise the video gets demonetized, but we can do the screenshot stuff, and who knows, maybe I'll do some video stuff on Twitter or something like that. All right, lastly, just holding the ball too long. That kind of comes back to turning down throws too. That leads into holding the ball too long, so those are kind of tied together. In week one, second most time to throw in the NFL, 3.39 seconds. Now, only got sacked twice, escaped a lot of other ones, and there were some pressures, but it's like when your average time is over 3 seconds, almost 3.5, it's like, to me, that's good enough pass protection. Not perfect. I think there were some mistakes by the O-line, but like the O-line's improved. Whether it's elite, whether it's good, it's not bad. It's not going to be a joke of a unit like it was last year. Like, just get the ball out. We saw signs in the preseason of this being better. Against the Bills, it was like 2.6. Against the Chiefs, it was 2.8. He's never going to be Jared Goff or Tua, where he's one of the quickest in the league because those guys can't move and they have to play on structure 100% of the time. He's got to be sub-3, though, when you average it all out. 3.39 is just too high, man. And listen, part of his game is keeping plays alive, and you like that part of the game, but there's just too much of that. Too much of that last night, especially in the second half. It seemed like Flores confused him. And listen, that's part of the equation too. Brian Flores is a hell of a defensive coordinator who gives a lot of disguised looks and can confuse quarterbacks. I'm not sitting here acting like it's easy, but we just outlined a couple of plays visually that opportunities are there to be made. He is paid to make those plays. So just need more consistency, and just Colin said it before this segment. Just trust it. Just let it rip. Like, it's there. Just throw it. We'll see if he can do better against Detroit in week 2. What is your biggest concern with Caleb Williams at this point in time? Again, it's one game in. We're not ringing alarm bells, but it's fair to be critical, and that's what we're going to do on this show. You let me know what your biggest concern is. Everyone calm down. Let's take a deep breath. It's one game in a new offense. It's not like it was all bad. There was some good in there. But when similar issues are popping up, when you see some things that were there last year, it's fair to point out. It's fair to be critical. I told you guys I would be more critical this year on the quarterback. He's the number 1 pick. Like, he needs to be better than what he is right now. So I still think he can get there. I'm still hopeful he can get there, but we got to start seeing tangible progress, and hopefully that starts this week in Detroit. All right, that's going to do it for this segment here on Chicago Bears Now. If you want more Bears content on the reg, like we said, hit that subscribe button. It is 100% free. We're here every day. Bear down.